AI workflow builders like Weavy AI have absolutely changed the AI content creation game in the past couple of months. And one of the reasons for that is the fact that Weavy allows you to create these iterator nodes, which basically allow you to run content at scale. Instead of adding one prompt in and getting one result out, you can, for example, create 100 on-brand ads in no time for your project. Just as an example, here I have created a bunch of consistent, realistic-looking AI headshots of myself by using these iterator nodes inside Weavy AI. So in this video, I will show you exactly how these iterators work, and I have left all my workflows in the description of the video, so if you just want to clone them, if you don't want to build it from scratch, it is totally fine, just click the links and you will land directly over here. And by the way, if it's your first time hearing about Weavy AI, make sure to check this video I have left a link to in the description first, because here I will go through the basics. But that being said, let's get started with the video. Now here's a workflow that I have built, and here I'm creating images of animals. But now, do you see already the issue in this kind of a workflow? Because if you think about it, if you want to create images of, let's say, 100 animals instead of these 4, this list or this workflow is going to become absolutely massive. And that is not what we want, because something like that is very hard to manage, and also it makes everything more complicated. And that is exactly why you have iterator nodes in Weavy AI. So if you search for iterator here on the left-hand side, you're going to see text iterator, image iterator, and video iterator. And now I must admit that I hate the word iterator because it is a programming term, and this platform has nothing to do with programming. So you don't really need to understand any programming logic to jump in and to start use a platform like this. So what I would use instead is, instead of thinking this as an iterator, I would just call it a list, because that is exactly what it is. And now let me show you how I'm able to reproduce the previous example using this kind of an iterator or a list. So I will drag and drop a text iterator node here into the view, and I will click on add another item. Let's type in cat. Then let's click add another item. Let's type in dog. And now I have typed in the previous 4 animals. And now, instead of having 4 separate text nodes, I have these 4 list elements inside one node. And by the way, if you're working on a bigger project with a bigger workflow, I recommend changing the name here as well. So instead of saying text iterator, go here where it has these 3 dots, click on rename, and for example, say something like list of animals. But now if I want to turn these animals into images, all I need to do is drag this to the left a bit, then go here to search for the nodes, and I will do image. And for example, let's do image gen 3 fast, just to save some time. And now all I need to do is just connect the list of animals into this prompt view. And now this image generator model here knows to run the operation on each list element here from this list of animals. So it is not going to create an image of a cat, a dog, a mouse, and a fish at the same time, but it's going to do this separately. And that is why you see it costs 12 credits, because one of these runs would only cost 3. But since the AI model knows that there are 4 different image requests coming in, it is going to multiply 3 by 4. So now let's just hit run model to see what happens. And there we go. Here are our 4 images. So basically the whole point of these list or iterator elements is to reduce repetition. And it is literally nothing more than that. If you use a list node to create an image, or if you use a regular prompt node to create an image, the output does not differ. It is the exact same AI model, it is the exact same instruction, but now this just makes it easier for you to organize these workflows and to make it more readable and whatnot. Now I will show you another very useful way in which you can use this list or iterator nodes, and that is by combining those with prompt concatenators. So you might already know that this prompt concatenator node just means prompt combinator. So you can enter one prompt here and another prompt here, and this concatenator is simply just going to put this prompt and this prompt together to form one prompt. So let us actually get rid of this connection over here. And now instead of creating these kind of nature style images where these animals are in their natural habitats, let us actually create a bunch of images where the background is pure white. And once again, you could type it all in over here. So cat on a white background, dog on a white background, mouse, and yada, yada, yada. But now once again, once the list size grows, that is just unnecessary repetition and a complete waste of time. Because what you can do instead is you can take this list of animals and connect it to this prompt concatenator node. And then what you can do here is you can specify the other prompt right over here as, for example, on a white background. And now this AI knows that since we have connected this list of animals to the prompt connector port over here in the prompt concatenator, it knows that it expects 4 different elements instead of just 1. So that is automatically handled for you. And then it is simply going to run this second prompt that we typed in here manually on each and every single one of these prompts that it gets from this list of animals. So it is just going to create a cat on a white background, dog on a white background, mouse and fish on a white background. So now what we can do next is we can just add this combined prompt into the prompt port of the Google Image Gen Fast generator and run the model again. And as a result, we get these animals back, but now the background is white instead. And obviously on an example like this, where you only have 4 animals and you have this one image generator, maybe using a prompt concatenator like this would be a bit of an overkill. But once again, if you had, let's say, 500 animals or even, let's say, 50 animals, this could already become very handy. But now I'm pretty sure you have also seen that there are not just these text iterators, but if you search for an iterator, you also get image iterator and video iterator. So now let me show you an example with an image iterator to give you a better understanding of how these truly work. Now this image iterator node is a bit different than what you might expect. So it does not have any input ports. So it's only going to give you outputs, which basically means that you need to insert all your images over here. And just an example, from the previous example, I took these images of these animals and I downloaded those, and now I can just drag and drop those images from my desktop all the way to the image iterator node. And once again, let's give it a more descriptive name, by the way. So let's call it list of animal images. And now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to transform each image from this image list over here into a cartoon style photo. So to do that, we need a prompt node. Let's drag one over here. And then I will say something like, transform this real animal into a vibrant 90s style cartoon with bold outlines, bright colors, exaggerated features, dynamic expression, and thick line shadows. And now all we need is an image generator node that will accept images as well as these text prompts at the same time. So just an example, let's use Nano Banana. And let's drag it closer over here. And now all we need to do is we will need to take this prompt and connect it with the prompt port here in Nano Banana, and then also the list of animals and connect it to this image port over here. And now once again, since this is an iterator node or a list node, this model already knows that it is expecting not just one photo, but a bunch of separate photos as an input, and it knows to run this operation on each photo that we send over here. And now all we need to do is just hit run model. And there we go. So here are our results. And as you can see, those are pretty fantastic comparing to these input images we had over here. But something I really don't like is the fact that on an image iterator or a video iterator, you don't have those input ports. So basically, if you create something from, for example, here, you actually need to download these photos as separate images and then drag and drop those in, which kind of basically breaks the workflow altogether. What I would much rather do instead is I would love to have this kind of a workflow, for example, where I create these pictures of these animals, and then I would get an image iterator node back as a result. So then I could just continue by connecting this image iterator node into, for example, Nano Banana, and then I could just tell it to prompt each image from this node over here like this, and then I would get 8 images back. But as you can see, even though we have 8 input images over here, we're only going to get 1 photo back. So this is pretty confusing to me, and I'm pretty sure there is no workaround. Then last but not least, we also have the video iterator node. And as you might expect, it works the exact same way as the image iterator. So this video iterator allows you to upload videos here, and then you can just drag and drop a connection to another node where you can run an operation on each video. But to save you some time, I'm not going to dig deeper into that because it's very intuitive now that you know how these iterators actually work. And now before I wrap it up, let's go through a concrete example. So I have replaced my photographer with these AI headshots because this is just so much easier to do. You can just build it in 5 different nodes and you have this basic AI headshot generator app. And all you literally need to do is just change this selfie to get these results. And as I promised, I have also left a link to this workflow in the description of the video. But now let's walk through how this works. So this is a perfect way to summarize what you have learned today. So first of all, here is an instructions prompt where I'm basically telling the AI to create headshots of this person. And I'm not using this guy or this man because if you're, for example, a woman and you're replacing this selfie with your selfie, this would already confuse it. So this person is a neutral way to describe this image, whatever it might be. Then keep the person looking exactly like they do now. The only thing you need to change is the background and the attire based on what makes sense given the background. So also here I'm using neutral language. I'm not saying school background or office background. I'm just saying background in general. And then I have told, here is the background I want you to use for the headshot. And below it is an iterator node that has these pieces of text that describe the background. So we have office space, school, outdoors in nature, outdoors in a big city, studio with dramatic lighting, in a corporate office space. And now, as I showed you earlier, you can use a prompt combiner or a prompt concatenator to combine these two. So here's the instruction, and here are the spaces where I want to take the headshots, and here the concatenator node has combined those two. So here is the instruction, and here is the first scene. And it is going to replace all these scenes one by one as it's going through the list. So it will go through, or it will create this instruction 8 times because we have 8 elements in the list. Then I have added a selfie here. I just dragged and dropped the image over here. And then last but not least, I used the Nano Banana 2 model, which I think right now is one of the best AI image generators. And to this Nano Banana node, I have connected my selfie and then this instruction from the prompt concatenator. And as a result, I got 8 awesome headshots that look exactly like me back. And that is going to wrap it up for the iterators. So basically, an iterator node in Weavy AI is nothing more than just a good old list. And the point here is that it allows you to keep things organized and allows you to avoid repetition. Because, for example, here in the headshot workflow, if we didn't use an iterator or a list like this, we would need to have 13 different nodes instead of 5 that we have right now. That is just so much easier. It is consistent, more organized, easier to follow, and easier to manage. So this is how you build content at scale.